Of course we are.
Yeah.
There we go. We are live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. No papers again?
Yeah, no, because, fuck perfection.
Perfection. That's it. That was 3 weeks ago. It's done it again, Debbie. I don't know why. Okay, so sorry if you're watching live. We just have to set up Debbie's Facebook thing.
Shall I just keep talking?
Just keep talking. Yeah, you talk, Debbie. I'm going to press some buttons.
I'm just going to keep talking.
Make it look seamless.
Make it look seamless. Make it look seamless. So this morning, we want to talk about habits and how you can create good habits. And I think if you're talking about creating good habits, it's also about recognizing bad habits that you might have and then thinking what you can replace them with. And essentially, everything that we do, or most of the things that we do, are kind of habitual. So that thing when you reach for your mobile phone and then you start scrolling through, that's a habit. Like the order and the sequence of when you wake up in the morning, that's a habit. The way that you utilize your day and fill it, that's habitual, they're habits. And so actually being aware of how you want to build your business, create your day, use your time, means that you can start thinking, well, what habits do I need to create to have that output at the end of the day, week, month, year, whatever that is. So I think when we're talking about habits, for me, it's about being really, really digging into what you're doing and what results you want and how you can get those results faster.
Yes, absolutely.
That sound good?
Yes, it does. And we're all live as well. So we've done it all seamless. Completely seamless. So yeah, I love talking about habits, and there's some really good, podcasts, books, and things out there about this whole subject. I think the thing with habits, and I think we watched the same presentation recently at Marketed Live where you were speaking. Fantastic.
Right, I was speaking.
And talking about the whole system 1 and system 2 parts of the brain. Now I'm no expert on this, but it's the way that I understand it is, system 1 is your autopilot. So when you start getting the habits going, then that's that really helps you. And system 2 is the bit that I could have these the wrong way around. Google it. Who knows? System 2 is the bit where you have to consciously think about stuff. So I think the great thing with habits is if you can actually make something habitual, something that you're doing every day, then it's just going to become easier. Like, for example, now I just wake up, get my gym stuff ready and go to the gym in the morning 4 days a week. It's just a habit. I don't think about it anymore. I just do it. I never even think about, should I not go today? I mean, occasionally if I'm really hungover, then I won't. But, generally that's a good habit that I've got into. And it's, if you can form these habits with your business, if you can, make them habits, then you don't have to think about them as much. Then you do just get that stuff done on autopilot. And that really, really helps.
Yeah, I'm reading a book at the moment that's really good called Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. And he suggests kind of creating small habits one after the other. So not trying to change everything at once, but then it becomes too much, but thinking, what are the small things that I can implement day to day? And his suggestion, which I really like, is the first habit you should make is that every day when you get out of bed and your feet land on the floor, you say, I'm going to have a great day. Because that will just change your view about the day. You're going to go at it more refreshed and excited. So I think it can be like really small incremental things that you do that mean that you're going to have a more productive day. Because just that very act of saying, I'm going to have a great day today, can just change your very view on what's possible, I suppose.
Yes, completely. And just those small things as well. I think, by nature as humans, we are very impatient, aren't we? Like we'll, Connix asked for the name of the book again.
It's called Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. BJ Fogg.
I think I may have read that, but yeah, I've read a few books on how. I think Atomic Habits is one that I've
listened I like to that one.
That's another one as well. Highly recommended. So I think by nature we are naturally impatient and want things really, really quickly. And then like in the times when I've tried to lose weight, it's been like, right, okay, I'm not eating any more chocolate, no more chips, going to the gym all the time, going to do X, Y, and Z, and then try to do too much far too quickly, and then it fails.
Yeah.
Whereas, by starting small and actually just, right, okay, I'm just going to start going to the gym. Or like, for example, this week I went running for the first time in God knows how long. And it was, like I'd used to run. I wasn't like a marathon runner or anything, but I could comfortably run like 5 to 8 miles. Like not now, like not a chance. But so it's like, right, I'm going to go out, I'm going to run for a mile. Or actually, I didn't even say that. I said I was going to run for 10 minutes. Like I can do 10 minutes running. That's fine. And did it. And that's the start. You know, that's how you can start with things. Or maybe it's just, and I think you've said this before, I'm just going to put my running shoes on today. And then, you know, maybe just go for a walk. And these things really, really help. So just starting small and not trying to rush. Because everything is difficult even at the beginning. Like none of these, that like any of the habits, like people say to me, like, oh, I can't believe you get up really early for the gym, and like, oh, I'd love to do that. It's like, well, just fucking do it. Like, just get up and do it once, and then do that again. Do it again, and then eventually it will become a habit. Like cleaning your teeth is a habit. You don't think about it. Well, most people don't. They just get up and clean their teeth. I wish my kids would just get up and clean their teeth. Like, you know, it's a difficult thing. Does Robin clean her teeth without being prompted?
Yeah, she cleans her teeth without being prompted.
Yeah,
she doesn't get up without being prompted, though.
Right.
So I'm the catalyst for the beginning of that habit. Otherwise, she'd just be in bed all day. So I have to kick her out of bed, and then once she's out, she's made the first step. Then she knows what she's got to do next.
Yes.
So yeah, sure. I think the other thing with habits creation, like you mentioned, brushing your teeth. So Dawn Mills has just said, you're right, best not to overthink it. One of the best things to do with habits is find a habit that you're already doing and then attach another habit to it.
Yes.
So for example, I had a client that I was working with, and she loved the Pomodoro technique, where you set a timer for 20 minutes, you do some work, and then you have a 5-minute break, and then you do that. She said, when I remember to do it in the morning, I'm really good. I do it for the whole day, but some days I just forget. So we looked into what she does every morning, and every morning she goes and turns the radio on. Okay. So I said, great. So when you turn the radio on, put a post-it note on it that says set timer. Because you're already habitually turning that radio on, and then you see the post-it note, and then you set the timer. So you can kind of make it easy for yourself. Look for things that you're already doing, and then stick a post-it note on it to layer up the habit for the next thing. Because I think also when we expect our brain to remember all this stuff and we want to create new habits, it's hard. So we need some cues. So it's all right to have triggering post-it notes everywhere, because eventually she doesn't need that post-it note now. Because she turns the radio on, she sets the timer, turns the radio on, sets the timer. So I think also looking for things that you can buddy up with that you're already doing helps you build and develop those new habits.
Yeah, and I think in one of the books it's been coined as habit stacking, or maybe I've just made that phrase up. But either way,
I love it. Yeah, habit stacking. Yeah, I think it is that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can take things as well. Like if you're doing something that maybe you don't like, and tie in with something that you do like. So for example, if there's like a series that you like watching on Netflix, but you don't like the treadmill, tie those things together. You know, be disciplined and say, actually, I'm only going to catch up with whatever it is you're watching when I'm on the treadmill. So you can do those things as well, and take something that's maybe not that pleasurable in the beginning and turn it into something pleasurable, and that helps you form good habits as well. But habits are really important, and it's the same like when you're, you know, like if you're having a website, people work on autopilot, right? They don't like to think too much. You're always trying, like you're getting people to do those things that they're used to doing, you know, the buttons in certain colors and things. So that this things just carries through in, you know, across. There's so much we can talk about. I think is the point I'm trying to make with habits.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that our brains are lazy. So it just goes to what we habitually do, which isn't always the best order of doing stuff. So you're almost having to retrain your brain to make that kind of neural pathway, because then your brain will go, well, that's the easiest option because that's what we're doing now. And you're kind of building that up. So that's why you end up not doing the habits you want, because your brain just goes to, well, I just automatically, I don't know, get up and sit down and have a coffee. Well, what you want to do now is get up and go to the gym. But the more times you get up and go to the gym, your brain will then think that that's the easiest solution, and it will just go automatically to that. So you're kind of rewiring your brain with habits, which I think is fascinating, because we have all these stupid sayings like a leopard can never change its spots, but we can adapt and grow and learn. It takes time. You've got to do the work, but it's not kind of insurmountable. You have the power. We have the power to kind of adapt and really engineer the days that we want to get the outcomes that we want, whether that's keeping fit, answering emails, turning your Pomodoro timer on in the morning, whatever you want to fit in, you can do that. And I think the other thing is making it a priority. So for exercise, I always said, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to exercise. When I started paying for an expensive gym, I found a lot of time to exercise, because then my brain was like, wow, I don't want to lose the money, so I'm going to find the time. So think about the thing that will make you kind of do it. So Connix just said 100% agree with this. You can change, and it does take time. There's another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. There's a website quiz called the 4 Tendencies quiz. And there's like 4 kind of personality traits if you Google 4 Tendencies quiz. And it's a quiz to help you think about how you make new habits. So I am an obliger, which means if I tell other people I'm going to do stuff, then I have to do it, because I worry about letting people down. So also thinking about how you do stuff is like a useful insight as well. So go and check out the 4 Tendencies quiz and find out what type of personality type you are. See if that resonates with you, and then think, okay, well, if I'm this type of personality, can that give me some insight into how I can create these new habits?
Yeah, anything like that is really useful, because if you can actually understand how you're wired to begin with, and everybody's different, everybody's unique. But I think you raised it. Then that helps you make those correct decisions going forward.
Yeah.
But I think that you said something quite a while ago about just like your brain's lazy and things like that. That's a lot of people think that, and of course that is true. But that's a design fact. That's not you being lazy.
Oh yeah, it's just going for the easy option because it uses less calories.
So that's how our brain is trying to save calories. That's what our brain is trying to do. So this is why consciously thinking about creating new habits and trying new things, then you change those neural pathways. Is that it? And then you change those connections, and then they become habitual. So if you're sat there thinking, oh, this is all right, but it doesn't apply to me, you're different or whatever, it's like, no, we're all the same. But just try it. Just try doing those things, because things, we've developed these habits, like, phones, for example. You look around, everyone's doing the same thing, scrolling. Like, it wasn't a thing when I was a kid. I'm showing my age now. But that's just because it's just so easy to use. And actually now people form habits. Like we spoke about this before. I just pick up the phone and start scrolling. Everybody does it. And I don't even know what I'm doing. So, I know
it's awful.
What am I doing? We've just formed a habit. We weren't born like that. And it is difficult to undo them as well. Like some habits are much more difficult than others. But if we focus on creating new ones and just actually say to ourselves, no, fuck that. Like, I can create new habits. We're not born lazy, or maybe we are born lazy, but lazy in a good way. Like we're just trying to save energy. That's all. Yeah. And if you can find a simple, better way of doing things, that's not lazy, that's just being smart, isn't it? So I love automation and saving time on things like that. So if I can put more time in my day for naps, I'm all in.
I love the idea of napping. So you wake up really early, then you're at the gym, and then you just have a nap.
I love a nap.
You love a nap. Apparently, they're going to make you live longer. Like, there's a lot of scientific evidence that naps are good for us. So,
I'll be definitely living a long time then, because
do you think we'll be
not
doing
a
this?
Day goes by. I used to call it a power nap, and now I've just given up. It's like, it's just a nap. I'm just at that age. Get a little tartan blanket over my knees. I'm just having a nap.
So we need to nap and create good habits, Bertie, so that we're still doing the Business Fun Size live in our 90s.
Yes, exactly. You need more naps today. I'm sorted on the naps. Like, next week we're talking about napping. We'll have a nap live on air.
Love it. So Connix, what did Connix say? I'm so glad to tune in today. I'm just doing a new morning routine, creating new habits, and it's been great getting new tips and resources. Yay! And Dawn's loving the ideas of the quiz. Yeah, go and find out what makes you create a new habit. Stack them up with other habits. Know that your brain is lazy, not because you're lazy, just to save energy. And just think about, how do you want to engineer a day? How do you want to live your life? And just start kind of small changes. Exactly, yeah. Conic, what might be, I'm going to run a 5 a.m. challenge soon. Now, I'm
been very reluctant. Look at Debbie's face.
It's not for
very
me.
reluctant to do it because I'm really not saying you have to get up at 5 a.m. and this is, like, that's not it. It's something that I've done and I really enjoy. And I like that peace and quiet in the morning now when no one else is about. There's a really good book called Miracle Morning. I would strongly recommend that while you're on your Amazon buying things. But I'll be taking those learnings and running it as a free challenge probably in about 2 or 3 weeks. If you want to message me or get in touch, follow on social, then I'll let you know when I'm doing that. So by all means, get in touch. Debbie, I think we're running out of time. Is there anything else you want to throw in today?
Yeah, I want to say an extra thing. I'm like, Conic, because I know that you're into social enterprises. Don't buy your books on Amazon. There's a really good website called hive.co.uk that pulls books from local booksellers, and for every purchase you make, it donates money to a local bookshop in your town. So go to hive.co.uk, and they deliver for free as well, so you don't have to pay postage or anything. That's my little big up for good businesses there. And Conic says that he's up for the 5 a.m. challenge, so you'll have to let us know how it goes.
Will do. You won't be joining us then, Debbie?
No,
not
a chance.
I'll be outside your house in the morning. God, I'll serenade you
with your McDonald's coffee and bacon butty.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's going to happen. Well,
love it. All right, thanks for watching, listening and watching. With your eyes, watching and listening.
Yes, watching today live. Thanks for joining us live, and you can always catch up on the 10 at 10 podcasts. There's links and things in there. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week live at 10 o'clock every Friday. Is that it? That's it. We're done. I'm going to press the button now. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.